Hey everyone, Sam here. Today, we need to talk about a situation that is rapidly falling apart behind the scenes in Formula One. It involves a driver who just cannot seem to escape drama, a team principal who has run out of patience, and a reserve driver who is waiting in the wings for his second chance. Let us get into it. Esteban Ocon is not having a good time at Haas. In fact, that might be the understatement of the year. When Ocon signed with the American team for the 2026 season, it was supposed to be a fresh start. A clean slate after his explosive exit from Alpine, where his relationship with the team and his teammate Pierre Gasly had completely broken down. Haas was supposed to be the place where Ocon could rebuild his reputation as a fast, reliable driver. It was a chance to prove that the issues at Alpine were not entirely his fault, and that in the right environment he could be a team leader. But instead of a redemption arc, we are watching a slow-motion car crash. Instead, it has turned into a nightmare. After the opening rounds of the 2026 season, the points gap between Ocon and his rookie teammate Oliver Bearman is staggering. Bearman has scored 17 points. Ocon has scored just one. That is a 17-1 deficit against a driver who is only in his second full season of Formula One. Bearman currently sits 8th in the drivers' standings, while Ocon is languishing down in 16th. For a driver with nearly 150 Grand Prix starts, being comprehensively beaten by a second-year driver is the ultimate humiliation in the Formula One paddock. But the real story is not just about the points. It is about the relationship between Ocon and Haas team principal Ayao Komatsu. According to multiple reports, including from respected Brazilian journalist Julian Terrasoli, that relationship has completely broken down. Terrasoli recently stated bluntly, Ayao Komatsu doesn't like Ocon. He clearly doesn't like him, and he's not happy with his current performance. This is not just paddock gossip. Komatsu himself has been unusually public about his frustration. Before the season even started, Komatsu told the media that nobody at Haas was satisfied with Ocon's sporting results from the previous year. He pointed out that while Bearman is an amazing rookie, Ocon has 10 years of Formula One experience under his belt, and the team simply expected more from him. Ocon, to his credit, did not back down. He told reporters that he was not surprised by Komatsu's comments, showing that the tension between the two men is an open secret within the team. It is very rare for a team principal to publicly criticize their own driver like that, especially so early in a relationship. Usually those conversations happen behind closed doors. The fact that Komatsu said it to the press shows just how deep the frustration runs. So, what is actually going wrong on the track? Why is a race winner like Esteban Ocon struggling so much against a rookie? The answer lies in how the car is being developed. During the previous season, Haas made a strategic decision. They realized that Oliver Bearman was their future. He is young, he is fast, and he has the backing of Ferrari. So, Haas started developing the car in a direction that suited Bearman's driving style. They listened to his feedback more closely than Ocon's. This is a common dynamic in Formula One when a team identifies a generational talent. They build the team around that driver, and the second driver is expected to adapt. But Ocon is not the kind of driver who quietly accepts being the number two. Ocon has been very vocal about this. During pre-season testing, he complained about a persistent issue with front locking and instability under braking. He pointed out that this issue was only happening on his side of the garage. He said the brake pressure and conditions were the same for both cars, but his car was locking up while Bearman's was not. This is the hidden truth of the situation. It is like a football team changing their entire tactical system to suit their new young striker, and then wondering why their veteran forward is not scoring goals anymore. Ocon is driving a car that has been fundamentally developed away from his preferences. The setup window that works for Bearman simply does not work for Ocon, leaving him fighting a car that feels unpredictable and nervous under braking. But Formula One is a ruthless business, and excuses do not score points. At the end of the day, Komatsu values one thing above all else: contribution. And right now, Ocon is not contributing enough to help Haas fight in the midfield. This brings us to the biggest rumour in the paddock right now. There is a very real possibility that Esteban Ocon might not finish the 2026 season with Haas. If the relationship continues to deteriorate and the points gap remains this wide, Komatsu might decide to pull the plug early. If that happens, who replaces him? The most obvious candidate is Jack Doohan. On February 3rd, 2026, Haas officially announced that they had signed Doohan as their official reserve driver for the season. This was a massive lifeline for the Australian driver. Doohan brings a wealth of simulator experience and a strong work ethic, qualities that Komatsu highly values in a driver. Doohan's story is deeply connected to Ocon's. In 2025, Doohan was promoted to a full-time race seat at Alpine, but his rookie season was brutal. He struggled to match the pace of his teammate, and after just 6 races, Alpine made the ruthless decision to drop him and replace him with Franco Colapinto. It looked like Doohan's Formula One dream was over before it really began. But Haas threw him a lifeline by signing him as their reserve driver. Now, just a few months later, he is the prime candidate to step into Ocon's seat if Haas decides to make a change. Doohan has been quietly integrating himself into the Haas team, attending engineering briefings and learning the systems, making sure he is ready if the call comes. It would be an incredible twist of fate. Doohan, the driver who was dropped by Alpine, replacing Ocon, the driver who was also pushed out of Alpine. But Doohan is not the only option. Haas has strong ties to Toyota, which means their other reserve driver, Ryo Hirakawa, is also in the mix. Hirakawa has completed several FP1 sessions for the team and brings significant backing. There is also the Ferrari connection. Haas uses Ferrari engines and has a close technical partnership with the Scuderia. Ferrari has several promising young drivers in Formula 2 right now, including Rafael Camara and Dino Beganovic. If Ferrari wants to get another one of their academy drivers into Formula 1, they could pressure Haas to give the seat to one of them instead of Doohan. Arthur Leclerc is also waiting in the wings, adding another layer of complexity to the decision. Haas has to balance their own needs with the political pressure from their engine supplier. For Ocon, this is a critical moment in his career. He has always been known as a fiercely competitive driver who is not afraid to fight his teammates. That aggressive, me-against-the-world attitude is what got him to Formula 1, and it is what helped him win the Hungarian Grand Prix in 2021. But that same attitude has also burned bridges. He clashed with Sergio Perez at Force India. He clashed with Fernando Alonso at Alpine. He clashed with Pierre Gasly at Alpine. And now, he is clashing with Ayao Komatsu at Haas. There is a clear pattern of behaviour here. While his speed is undeniable, his ability to maintain a healthy working relationship within a team is highly questionable. In the modern era of cost caps and tight margins, teams cannot afford internal civil wars. The modern Formula 1 paddock is changing. Teams are looking for drivers who can collaborate, who can help develop the car, and who can work within a team structure. Ocon's uncompromising style is becoming a liability. If he loses his seat at Haas mid-season, it is very hard to see where he goes next. He is 29 years old, he has a reputation for being difficult to manage, and there is a massive wave of young talent pushing their way into the sport. Drivers like Behrman, Antonelli and Colapinto are proving that young drivers can come in and immediately perform at a high level. Ocon needs to find a way to turn this around, and he needs to do it quickly. He needs to adapt his driving style to the car he has, rather than complaining about the car he wants. He needs to start scoring points consistently, and he needs to repair his fractured relationship with Komatsu before it is too late. The next few races will be absolutely crucial for his survival in the sport. If he cannot do that, the 2026 season might be his last in Formula 1. The clock is ticking and the pressure is mounting with every race weekend. What do you guys think? Is Ocon being treated unfairly by Haas because they built the car for Behrman, or is he bringing this on himself with his attitude and lack of adaptability? And if he does get dropped mid-season, would you rather see Jack Doohan finally get a proper chance, or should a Ferrari Jr. take his place? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss any of our future updates on this developing story.